Hello, my lovelies. I am Madam Crystal Butterfly, and today, my lovelies, we are continuing my reading of my book, Curse of the Frog Prince, Part 1. Now sit back, relax, as I read to all of you, Chapter 3.
Akinyi reclaimed her seat, tucking her weapon beside her right hip. When he reached the steps that led to the thrones, King Ofori looked at the princess with a lustful gaze as he told his men to bow before their new queen, still sitting in her father's chair. Akinyi told the king that she had no intention of becoming his queen unless he agreed to her terms. The king laughed loudly, as if she had just told him the funniest joke he had ever heard. She declared that he might laugh, but it will be impossible for him to marry her without giving her what she wanted. The king laughed some more as he climbed the steps to where she sat. He grabbed her by her waist, lifting her from her seat. The king cringed as she remembered how disgusted she felt when the man who killed her father pulled her into his arms. The king sounded very smug as he whispered, "Your army is gone." He sniffed her hair before saying, "Pretty soon I will find and decapitate your little brother. So tell me, what power does a defenseless princess have to parley with me?" At that moment, the princess felt a strange sense of joy, right before she quickly kneed the king in his crown jewels. When he was forced to let her go, she quickly got a few feet away from him. In anger, the king cursed her as his men started to pull out their weapons to subdue her. King Ofori, who was still in pain, waved his hand, signaling to his men to stand down. He then asked in a calm, cold tone of voice what the hell she thought kneeing him would accomplish. Akinyi remembered how confident she'd felt at that moment. She smiled, lifting her head, and replied, "Your Majesty may have conquered Nweo, but you have not conquered me, nor have you conquered hearts of the people of Nweo. You may not take liberties with me without my permission." Then she held the letter opener to her throat as she said, "As I told you before, unless you give me what I want, I will not agree to become your bride." King Ofori replied, "You think this makes you look fierce? We both know that you're not going to hurt yourself, so put the blade down. What makes you so sure that I won't take my life if you don't agree to my terms?" The king started to walk towards her. The second he took 2 steps, Akinyi cut a small fragment of her neck. Seeing blood slide down her neck caused the king to stop in his tracks. However, instead of looking surprised by Akinyi's action, King Ofori appeared to be very happy. My, clearly I was wise to pick you for my bride. Your Majesty, what did I say?" The king rolled his eyes in irritation before dismissing his men. As soon as all of the king's soldiers were gone, the king looked at the princess with an irritated gaze. "Majesty, you are wasting my time and yours. Are you willing to make a deal or not?" He sobered. "What are your demands?" "I've heard how your soldiers have a reputation for, how shall I say, pillaging, raping, and viciously killing a fair amount of citizens in the lands you conquered. My men have been fighting for months, and the winner gets the spoils. So unless you can give me more than willingly becoming my wife, I see no reason to give you anything." Akinyi recalled how calm Ofori sounded as he told her, "You know, you're very attractive. Since you're desperate to make a deal, why not just use your body to get your way?" She smirked And how long would that last? Don't sell yourself short, princess. With the assets that you possess, you could hold my interest for quite some time. I have heard that you want to marry me. I know it was not because you heard I'm attractive. You think I want more than just your body? I know you do. And Whale will never truly be yours without me by your side. Silly woman, my army is the most powerful in the world. What makes you think it would be hard for me to maintain control over in Whale? The blood from her wound slid down her chest as she said, Your Majesty, do not assume I would waste your time with pointless assumptions. Even if your men are allowed to kill as many of my people as they want, and Wales citizens will never follow you. Princess, you would be surprised how influential a few beheadings in the public square can be. Don't kid yourself. For decades, the people of Wales have only known war, and they will never bow down before an invading force unless a member of their royal family is married to the leader of that force, because the people believe that as long as my family is close to the throne, they will be safe. The king stared at her for a moment and replied, You honestly believe that Wales citizens have that much faith in your family? My actions are proof of why they do. So, in exchange for the safety of my people, I will not end my life and will willingly agree to a merger with you. Merger? Such harsh language. And how do I know that you are not planning to stab me in my sleep? I assure you, Your Majesty, that the thought had crossed my mind. Being a sensible woman, I realized that I would not get far. So, you see, either give me what I want or I end my life now. He stared at her for a moment before saying, I agree to your bargain, but until we wed, you will be confined to your bedchamber, leaving only on our wedding day. Do you agree? Do I have a choice? She thought. Phase 2 complete.
Alright, my lovelies, I hope you all enjoyed this reading of Curse of the Frog Prince, Part 1, Chapter 3. Join me next week for when I read Chapter 4 of my book. But if you cannot wait that long to hear the next chapter, then I suggest that you grab a copy of Curse of the Frog Prince, Part 1, currently available on Amazon Books. And don't forget, my lovelies, Part 2 will be here soon on July 21st. Now, my lovelies, if you've made it to this part of the video, I would like to say thank you. And please give this video a like. Leave me a comment whenever you're proud. Yes! Slap that subscribe button like it owns your money. And don't forget to give that little notification bell a ring. And with that, my lovelies, this video